there. Let's keep your week rolling just right. The right mix of news and conversations. And whether you're catching us on TV, online, hop on and join the chat. I'm Paolo de Rosario.
Hello there, beautiful people. I'm Asis-Carilo. Here's your daily dose of deep dives and good vibes. Welcome to
Beautiful Day! We have so much to talk about again because it turns out a lot of people say things they probably should not be saying out loud. In general.
Are we talking about people who don't think twice and just blurt things out? Insensitive things?
Maybe people who may have a bit more privilege than others who
Alam mo, minsan
probably
kasi
may konting lack of sympathy.
Yeah, right?
Konting malasakit.
Minsan kasi when you're just typing yung mga comments mo, yung mga reactions mo online, ang tapang natin eh. Kasi
Yeah.
we're hiding behind that, yung screen, diba? Pero yung actual na face-to-face, sige nga, sabihin mo nga yan nagdiretso.
You know what? For those wondering what we're talking about, malaman nyo po in just a bit. We
In our
have a
headlines.
jam-packed show
Yes.
here today. A lot of juicy news that I'm sure have a lot of netizens talking. We have, of course, a programmer of QCinema coming in, Jason Tan
Yes.
Liwag. I have no idea what a programmer
A
is.
film programmer.
I
So,
actually did not want to know. I want to know from him.
Yes.
Right? So
We'll
that's
ask
one
him later.
part of research I did not want to do.
So he's going to be talking about QCinema. And I'm really proud of this particular topic because syempre Quezon City, diba?
Bilang taga Muntinlupa, I'm
Bilang
happy
taga
for you.
Quezon City, kailangan i-up natin ang sarili nating lungsod, diba? And also today, we are gonna be joined by Coach V for Love Hacks later on, and your favorite question and answer edition of the
Tama.
segment is gonna be happening later. So as early as now, send us your questions, please. We are live on YouTube and on Facebook. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. We always read those messages. So go ahead and send those questions our way there at the bottom of the screen. You can see the link.
Yes. Of course, like we said a while ago, we have so much to talk about. That is because we still have the storm and the after effects to discuss.
Yes.
We even have a global angle on it later on when it comes to the storm, its effects, and of course, when we talk about yung climate issues natin. Again, we're also on YouTube. There's a link down there at BNCPHL. If you're just listening to this on your background, baka you want to go out on the road, leave this on in your car. Don't watch it while driving, but you can leave it on as you are driving, just so you can hear yung audio namin. We sound nice. We
Yes.
sound nice, ladies and gentlemen. So, yes.
You know, I'm just so happy because finally we have some sun
Sort of.
outside our window.
Sort of.
We have
diba?
a window
Oo.
right here. So
Baka
there.
ibahin yan.
Ha?
Medyo
Masyadong
overcast.
sunny.
Oo.
So maybe like
Baka
a
hindi,
little
baka
bit
nasa
cloudy.
Davao tayo.
Baka.
Baka, diba? Or something
Or in
like
some
that.
other places
Yes.
that are sunny.
Of course.
Yes.
Again, we're live all over social media. Go check us out there. Do like, share, and subscribe. And even more, of course, our personal accounts also. Mamaya na yan. We'll talk about that later. But
They
first,
actually flashed it on screen
they
na
did.
kanina.
Yeah. Pwede na yan. All right. So before we do anything, we always go and check out what's happening on the road.
Yes, let's check the situation in major thoroughfares at this hour, guys. First up, let's go take a look at EDSA White Plains. On the left side of your screens, those are the vehicles heading to Shaw Boulevard. No problem yet as of this hour. Light traffic on that area. Opposite lane, same situation. Right side of your screens, those are the vehicles heading to Cubao. Now, here is what's happening along EDSA Quezon Avenue flyover. On the left side, those are the vehicles heading to Quiapo. We're seeing moderate to heavy traffic already building up on that stretch. Opposite lane, right side of your screens are vehicles heading to Quezon Memorial Circle. Same situation, moderate to heavy traffic, guys. So a little patience if you're already on the road. Heads up to motorists, the expanded vehicle number coding scheme is in full swing. It is a Tuesday, so vehicles with license plates ending in 3 and 4 should be off the road right about now until 10 a.m. and again later from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Now here is our fuel price update for the week. Local oil firms have announced that the price of gasoline will increase by 50 centavos per liter, and diesel is going up by 1 peso per liter. The price of kerosene, however, should remain steady. The Department of Energy attributes the price hike to ongoing global conflicts, particularly the recent Ukrainian drone strike on Russia's Black Sea oil port and ongoing sanctions on Russian oil. weather be like this Tuesday? Let's go find out from Paolo as he gives us today's forecast from Weather HQ. Take it away, Paolo.
Thank you, Anne. Typhoon Uwan is now outside the Philippine area of responsibility because as of 5 a.m. today, the center of Typhoon Uwan was last located 365 kilometers west of Calayan in Cagayan. It now packs maximum sustained winds of 120 kilometers per hour near the center and gusts reaching 150 kilometers per hour. The typhoon continues to move northwestward at 15 kilometers per hour. According to Pag-asa, Typhoon Uwan will continue moving northward over the next 12 hours. It is expected to re-intensify as it moves outside of Philippine area of responsibility, but as it moves northward, it will weaken because of a cold sea surface temperature up north. Now, Uwan is forecast to turn northeastward because of the high pressure areas in China. Now, and it's also likely to curve towards the Taiwan Strait as it re-enters the Philippine area of responsibility. Now, as a result, Pag-asa is raising the tropical cyclone wind signals in extreme northern Luzon, and that is possible. Now, due to unfavorable environmental conditions, Uwan is forecast to continue weakening into a severe tropical storm prior to its landfall, rather strengthening to a severe tropical storm prior to its landfall over western Taiwan and exit the Philippine area of responsibility again by Friday, and possibly weaken into a low pressure area by Saturday after it crossed Taiwan. Now, tropical cyclone wind signal number 2 is now up over Batanes, Cagayan, including the Babuyan Islands, Apayao, Abra, Kalinga, the western portion of Mountain Province, the northwestern portion of Benguet, Ilocos Norte, Ilocos Sur, the northern portion of La Union. Now, areas under signal number 2, residents should expect winds of 62 to 88 kilometers per hour within the next 24 hours. Signal number 1 is in effect over Isabela, Quirino, Nueva Vizcaya, the rest of Benguet, Ifugao, the rest of Mountain Province, the rest of La Union, Pangasinan, Aurora, Nueva Ecija, Zambales, Bataan, Tarlac, Pampanga, Bulacan, Metro Manila, Cavite, Laguna, the northern and western portions of Batangas, Rizal, the northern portion of Quezon, including the Polillo Islands and Lubang Islands. Now, these areas may experience winds of 39 to 61 kilometers per hour or intermittent rains within 36 hours. Now, for today, due to the presence of Typhoon Uwan, stormy weather will continue to affect the Ilocos region, the Cordillera Administrative region, and parts of Cagayan. Now, strong winds may still trigger flooding and landslides in the vulnerable areas. Rains with gusty winds are also expected across Metro Manila and Central Luzon. Calabarzon is also affected as well as the rest of the Cagayan Valley, possibly disrupting land and air travel in some areas. Now, the trough or the outer rain bands of Typhoon Uwan will continue to bring cloudy skies with scattered rains and thunderstorms over western Visayas and the rest of Luzon. Now, for the rest of the country, you can expect partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers or thunderstorms mostly in the afternoon or in the evening. Now, due to Typhoon Uwan, moderate to heavy rains as estimated between 50 to 100 millimeters are expected in the northern provinces of Ilocos Norte, Ilocos Sur, La Union, Benguet, and Abra. Residents in these areas are urged to stay alert for possible flooding and landslides, avoid travel in flooded roads, and closely monitor weather advisories from Pag-asa and local authorities. As for sea conditions, gale warnings remain in effect over the eastern seaboard of northern Luzon, the seaboards of northern Luzon, the western seaboards of northern and central Luzon, and the western seaboard of southern Luzon, right about here. It will have very rough to high sea waves with rough seas with waves of up to 7 meters are expected along the seaboards of Batanes, Cagayan, including the Babuyan Islands, Ilocos Norte, Ilocos Sur, and La Union. So the provinces in the north, including the extreme northern part of Luzon. Meanwhile, rough to very rough seas with waves of up to 4.5 to 5.5 meters are expected over the coastal waters of Isabela, Pangasinan, Zambales, and Bataan. Batangas and Occidental Mindoro, including Lubang Islands, are also included in that list. These dangerous sea conditions are still due to the effects of Typhoon Uwan. All sea travel is not allowed in these areas at this time. Mariners and fisherfolk are advised to stay in port or seek shelter until winds and waves subside. Now, communities are still reeling from the impact of Super Typhoon Uwan, the 21st storm in the country this year. The storm brought destructive winds, massive flooding, and left homes and farmland underwater. According to coastal science expert Professor Adam Switzer from the Nanyang Technological University's Asian School of the Environment, the rising frequencies of intense storms like this is a worrying sign.
recent events across the region show that there is an uptick in these typhoons. So it's something of serious concern as our oceans warm and climate change has more and more impacts on our communities. This is a very clear example that these typhoons are likely to happen more in the future and more frequently, and we need to keep people as safe as possible.
Sutzer adds that as the oceans continue to heat up, storms drawing their energy from warmer waters could become stronger and more destructive.
Typhoons take their energy from the ocean. So as our oceans warm, there's more energy there for them to draw from, and therefore they're becoming stronger in time. And so this is a concerning issue because we've got warming oceans both in the Western Pacific and the South China Sea. That means that our cyclone systems are becoming more and more intense, and their impacts are likely to be much larger.
Well, that's it for Weather HQ at the moment. And back to you.
Thank you, Pao. Now on to our top stories this morning. Super Typhoon Uwan left a trail of destruction as it exits the Philippine area of responsibility. 2 were confirmed dead, while 1.4 million residents evacuated mostly in Bicol, Eastern Visayas, and Calabarzon. Aside from strong winds, Typhoon Uwan caused a storm surge, bringing devastating waves in the shores of Catanduanes. In Nueva Ecija, homes and farms are still submerged in floodwater after rivers overflowed from heavy rainfall. Meanwhile, houses were damaged in Santiago City in Isabela.
Speaking of Isabela, Governor Rodolfo Albano III defends his decision to travel abroad while his province was being battered by Super Typhoon Uwan. He tells Bilyonaryo News Channel's On Point he made sure Isabela was prepared for the storm before leaving. Albano flew to Germany to attend an agricultural fair, despite the Interior Department's orders barring local officials of affected areas from traveling overseas to ensure smooth disaster response.
Dumating yung order na yan sa amin, it was on the 9th na. Nakaalis na kami actually. Hindi naman kami pwede bumalik agad kasi kung babalik din kami, kunyari, kukuha kami ng ticket ng 10, sasalubungin din namin yung bagyo dyan. So useless. Yung delineation ng powers naman namin, the Vice Governor was there, the Vice Governor was, ando doon naman ako, nagpe-prepare kami dyan. So actually, isang tao hindi naman masyadong kailangan na para dyan kasi in place na naman yung mga police, yung mga drills namin. Everything was in place.
Albano also defended his controversial remark, asking Isabela residents to chill ahead of the super typhoon. He says there is nothing malicious about his statement.
Yung interview sa akin, ang sinabi, prepared na kami lahat. Ang sinabi ng reporter, paano po kung malakas na malakas yung hangin at saka yung tubig, malaking-malaki. Kaya nga, di ba, I even mentioned about Noah's Ark, di ba? Sabi ko pa, wala na akong magagawa dyan kung ganun kalaki yung hangin, kung ganun kalaki yung tubig. Kaya sinabi ko, pray and pray na lang kayo. Eh, di ba lagi na lang pagka sa mga trends naman sinasabi, oh, let's pray na yung typhoon, ganyan-ganyan. Right. So inuulit ko lang yung pray, pray, pray. Tapos inuulit ko pa, after praying, edi mag-chill ka. Ano naman ang gagawin mo, Pinky, after praying?
The governor says he's unbothered by criticisms.
Wala akong pakialam doon sa mga magbabash sa akin na alam ko naman na hindi taga sa amin. Kasi ang dami ng reaction sa iyo, nagbabash sa iyo, ganyan-ganyan. Sabi ko, hindi ko naman pinakikinggan yan. Importante, nakafocus ako doon sa work ko. At saka yung work ko, naiwan ko na dyan.
Okay, so we've heard from the governor about his defense of his trip overseas to Germany for an agricultural fair.
To be fair, it was a work trip.
It was a work trip, yes, and has been planned prior, way prior. It's not as if umalis siya dahil may bagyo, right? That would have been a completely different story. But at the same time, for me, it's the reaction after to the criticism that is that is, I think we can say, a point of conversation.
All the other things
politely
that
put.
he said afterwards, I
Yeah.
think there's a sort of a PR problem there. Parang kung may PR manager si Gov, then maybe the PR manager could have like filtered a little bit of the words that he said. Kasi the word chill, saying the word chill, lalo na sa mga nasalanta ng bagyo, ng baha, ng kalamidad, I don't think that is the right word to use.
Yeah, and apart from that, when you take a look at what could have been said otherwise, people are questioning the preparations of Isabela. Instead of, he did mention, he enumerated actually what was done, but it felt buried underneath what he said in the end.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
ako personally kasi, yung statement na thoughts and prayers or dasal lang, and like let's just pray instead of the action from a government official.
Yeah.
It feels a bit of a cop out. Sa totoo lang. For me, personally speaking.
It's like saying resilient naman tayo. Parang
Yeah.
ganun parang ganun yung dating nun na wala na tayong magagawa, magdasal na lang tayo. But when you think about it, totoo naman.
Yes.
If it was a stronger storm, wala naman na talaga siyang magagawa. But prayer is your best talaga.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Kumbaga pangsangga mo sa ganitong klaseng kalamidad, right? And also, I think maybe you not being there if in case it was a stronger storm, but minsan kasi for the people, yung presence mo lang, yung knowing that your leader is there, 'di ba, kahit na alam mo wala naman siyang magagawa, like actual na magagawa, but you know that he's there.
Yeah.
He's with you, he's suffering with you. Parang that's already a form of reassurance para sa mga tao na your leader is there, he's doing his job, diba? But he did explain that he was able to assign yung trabaho before he left.
Yeah.
I think it was all the other things that he said that kind of messed
It's more of
things
a
up.
PR problem.
Yeah,
more
it's a
than
PR
anything.
problem nga talaga.
I was also just checking right now yung the areas with significant rainfall. Buti na lang Isabela was not part of that in that list. The areas part of it were Tanay, Rizal, Verac, and Legazpi, Albay in particular, as well as Verac, Catanduanes. I think those were the ones with the most amount of rainfall. So buti lang Isabela was not part of
Hard
that
hit.
list.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think it would have been worse if it was hit with that much water as well. But anyway, we have to move on to another controversial
Yes.
statement made very recently.
These people have no chill. Pangasinan Representative Marco Huangco is facing a storm of criticism online after supposedly blaming disaster victims for their own tragedy. This comes after the congressman posted on X asking why people decided to build their homes on the floodplain, saying they themselves asked for disaster. To which netizens responded, calling Cojuangco out of touch and calling out his privilege, where the poor have none. Representative Cojuangco has since denied allegations of victim blaming, saying responsibility lies with the government, developers, project planners, and the people themselves to find safe housing. Again, this is not the right time to be making these statements.
I understand the netizens' reaction. Na
Yes.
victim blaming siya. To be fair, because let's admit it, sometimes people have no choice to live where they live.
You know what? Yeah, exactly, 'di ba? And also, parang if there are certain areas in a city na hindi pwedeng pagawa ng bahay, it's not the residents to be, hindi sila yung to be blamed, 'di ba? The local government should do something na parang kumaga parang bantayan yung mga areas na hindi dapat tayuan ng bahay, 'di ba?
Yeah.
So not really the victims themselves. And also yun nga, the timing of that remark. Meron pa siyang parang nilike na meme ni Paris Hilton that says stop being poor meme. And then paliwanag pa ni Cojuangco, according to the report from last night's agenda, he said to be rich is glorious.
Yeah.
'Di ba? Parang
Yes. I mean, like,
it's just wrong.
Again, when we talk about the choices of where people live also, minsan, and then I believe at one point he did mention also that it's the fault of some people who did not check the flood maps for the
the
certain
government
areas.
developers, project planners,
Like,
yun ang
the first thing that
sinabi
actually
niya.
came to mind was actually the entire city of Marikina, which is a catch basin for floodwater in general. And there have been interventions to be able to make it more flood resilient as of late, especially. We've seen JICA come in, expanding the Marikina River. We've seen a lot of different projects. So, again, when we talk about where you live, and sometimes you don't have a choice or you're born into it.
Diba? Kasi ito yung mga mahihirap, wala naman silang choice.
Yes.
And I think it all boils down to empathy.
Yeah,
Diba?
100%.
Empathy.
All right, so we're gonna move on here because we can talk a bit more about that for like 2 hours. But then sabi ni Kels, we only have like 5 minutes. Oh gosh.
Sorry,
All right.
Kels.
So a retired general warns that the November 16 anti-corruption rallies could spark another EDSA People Power revolt, as up to 3 million people are expected to attend the rallies organized by the Iglesia ni Cristo in Luneta Park and EDSA. Retired Air Force General Romeo Poquis says this could spiral into something much bigger.
So sabi mo, hindi natin control yan pag marami ng tao. So pwedeng ulit mangyari yung EDSA 1, EDSA 2. So pwedeng matuloy ulit yung EDSA 3.
That is a possibility. Pwede mangyari yan. Pero that is beyond our control na, maski na tigilan ito. Basta, as a leader, we are focused on the corruption issue.
Poquis made the remarks on BNC's The Spokes program, also stressing that the rallies are not meant to unseat President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. He does, however, also need to take responsibility for the current flood control scandal.
As the president, he has the command responsibility kasi siya yung nagpasa ng budget, ng NEP, ginanyang-ganyan yung budget niya, binawasan yung mga programa niya, tapos pinaglalagay na insertion sa mga pork barrel, whatever, blood control, tapos in-approve din niya. So, hindi siya directly...
Sa tingin niyo ba, did he commit an impeachable offense?
To me, I cannot answer that kasi that's a legal matter that we haven't actually studied.
Now, speaking of flood control, a new name floats in the flood control scandal. Former DPWH engineer Bryce Hernandez reveals the bidding process in flood control projects are all theatrics. He narrates a person in charge arranges a fake bidding process long after the contractors were already chosen. This person, whom Hernandez called a casting director, is Lynn Victoria Macanas, or Madam L. Madam L allegedly selects 2 losing bidders to prop up the bidding. In return, she supposedly gets a 2% commission. Bilyonaryo News Channel is still trying to get a comment from Macanas. We have a lot to say about this. If you were able to watch like the complete report on this, where Bryce Hernandez was also asked during the hearing kung lahat ba ng projects nila dun sa distrito nila meron bang maayos, and he said wala, because nga they were getting kickbacks. So yung plan ng DPWH for that particular project hindi nasusunod. Hindi lang to flood control, we're talking about classrooms as well, other infrastructure projects. So dun sa distrito na yon, oh my goodness, si Secretary Dizon has a lot to inspect in that district, because if Bryce Hernandez says that all their projects are substandard.
You know, we knew that there was something up, especially when he did mention that during the Blue Ribbon hearings. When we talked about Bryce Hernandez saying that most, if not all, of course, there's a bit of pushback, if you remember, saying that some of them were not substandard, some of them were over-designed, but standard for some projects. So baka that also needs to be looked at, whether or not. Kasi there's a difference between ghost, over-designed, and substandard, depending on what we're talking about. But of course, para sa akin, the whole bidding process, now that we're getting more light in it, it just goes to show you how systemic it is.
Yeah.
How regular it
Diba?
is.
It's all though for theatrics.
Yeah,
the
it is
bidding
all in just
process.
one area, by the way.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
just one area. So could you imagine the rest of the country if there are
Tapos meron pang
also...
casting director.
Oh, I didn't realize may audition pala yun.
Oo. Pa-audition naman, please.
Yes.
Baka magkaroon tayo ng budget insertions in our own
Mga
budget.
2% lang naman.
Oo.
Yung commission na yan. Anyway, we're gonna move on
Here we
because
go,
we're gonna move on to
transitioning.
sports. No, this is easier to go to sports. Kasi masarap baka humampas ng tao eh. Maghampas na lang tayo ng bola. Because we go to tennis. Alright, now in sports. Italy's Jannik Sinner begins his ATP Finals run with a resounding win. Extending his incredible hard-court win streak to 27, Italy's Sinner beat Canadian Felix Auger-Aliassime, which I hope I pronounced right, in their round-robin clash, winning 7-5 and 6-1. Sinner makes a strong start to his bid to keep his ATP Finals title, which he needs to retain in order to have a shot at staying world number 1 against Spanish rival Carlos Alcaraz.
Okay, here we go with our first cup of tea this morning. International pageants share messages of solidarity with the Philippines and victims of the successive typhoons. Queens from organizations like Miss Earth shared compassionate messages and videos on the pageant's social media. They expressed prayers of safety, condolences with the victims, and highlighted a need to protect the environment to mitigate future damage from natural disasters like typhoons. This comes as the country is hit by two devastating storms barely a week apart from each other, all while still grappling with the alleged corruption of infrastructure projects meant to safeguard against natural disasters. So way to go, Queens. Thank you for using your platform to send messages of hope.
Yes.
Like this one. We need it right now.
I mean,
Our
like, they
kababayans need it.
Yeah, and they're always such inspiring figures, and it's always
Yeah.
nice to hear them talk about us, and of course keeping us in their thoughts, and of course just being able to raise awareness even in their own countries
Yeah.
about what we're going through, and hopefully maybe get more sympathy and aid from wherever, just to try and help out the people here.
And that is why they are called queens. Now, for our second cup of tea, 70 has never looked this good. That comment from netizens wowed by Kris Jenner's photos as the celebrity celebrated her 70th birthday. Jenner's star-studded James Bond-themed celebration was held at billionaire Jeff Bezos' Beverly Hills mansion. Oprah Winfrey, Mariah Carey, Prince Harry, Adele, and Mark Zuckerberg were only some of the names in the guest list. Di tayo kasama doon sa guest list pa. Earlier this year, Jenner made headlines for going under the knife for a facelift that turned the hands of time for the Kardashian matriarch.
I was gonna say she may look younger than the daughters.
Actually,
Yeah, diba?
Look at that.
But it's not just the face, to be honest. Look, she looks fit. She doesn't
Yes.
look old at all.
So it's a combination of getting a really good doctor and making sure that you exercise regularly.
Yeah.
Diba? I mean, that combo, panalo yun.
Yeah, because it's how do I say this? It's like she has a nice, there's like a nice thickness. Like it's not too, because normally as you age, you get a bit more frail, parang nawawala ka
tsaka
ng laman.
yung medyo
Oo.
naglulose yung
Yes, exactly.
yung muscles mo.
She looks
So-
40 at that point.
Actually, diba?
Right?
She looks
kinda
very,
40.
very, but she's 70, guys. Can
Yeah,
you
she's 70.
believe that?
0070.
I wanna, I
Ganun
wanna
ang
look
team.
like that when I'm 70, like Doc Sai of Lift Clinic.
You
But
know
you
what?
gotta have a good doctor talaga.
Yeah, I guess. Or
Yeah.
or maybe I don't know. But this is a debate for, hindi naman debate, the conversation for another time, because in terms of like staying young and looking young, you gotta be young in spirit also.
Yeah, oo.
Kasi diba, it
At saka
shows
parang maraming kailangan gawin. It's,
Kailangan hindi ma-stress.
hindi ma-stress, plus you eat right, diba? And you make sure that there's movement in your daily routine.
Alam mo, mahirap yan para sa atin kasi high stress environment yung news
Oh, I mean, every morning stress ako sa'yo.
Bakit sa akin?
Hindi naman. joke
Hindi
lang.
naman. I mean, like, ang stress mo kayo ng news natin kanina.
Hindi naman.
Alright?
I love talking about it though. But anyway, that is our tea for this morning.
Smosa ka kasi.
Ay, wow!
Alright, so we're gonna move on. Because
Grabe ka!
Anyway, we're gonna move on because now is the future of Philippine cinema at stake? QCinema film programmer Jason Tan Liwag has the answers when we return. Beautiful day. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're still watching Beautiful Day. Now, this year's QCinema Festival celebrates its theme, Film City. But what does it really mean for Quezon City to be the heart of Philippine cinema? With its new UNESCO title as a creative city of film, how can this recognition help revive the local industry and bring everyday Filipinos back to the theaters? QCinema's film programmer Jason Tan Liwag answers that on The Hangout. Beautiful day, Jason. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Programmer, Mr. Scientist. You have so many titles.
Oo nga.
Thank you.
But we're curious, diba?
Yeah.
Film programmer. What is that all about?
Oh, essentially, we pick films for the film festival. So we go through hundreds of films every year. Not only scripts that we eventually develop through the QC Shorts grant, but also like films from different parts of the world. From film festivals, films that haven't premiered anywhere else. So yun, dinadaanan namin yung lahat. Yeah.
What I love about your work in particular is that you're also a film critic, you're a programmer, you're very judicious when it comes to picking films. You have the background for it. In fact, you know what? He became a professional critic.
Fair. Yeah.
So, with education overseas, I believe in Rotterdam.
Yes,
Rotterdam's Young Critics Program. So, and Udine Film Campus and so much others, and Yamagata Film Criticism Workshop.
Yes.
Again, professional hater
Yes.
in a fun way. But let's take a look at what's happening here in Quezon City in particular.
Yes.
Because the theme of this year's festival is Film City.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
So we noticed this pattern, right, of a lot of films that are sort of trying to interrogate yung act of filmmaking itself or yung act of storytelling itself. So we have a bunch of films within the program that are actually filmmakers making films within films or storytellers making stories within stories. Yung opening film namin, Couture, follows Angelina Jolie as a director who's going to Paris Fashion Week trying to make a film. So yun, and I think that makes sense because now, when we're making more and more media, more and more content, napapaisip talaga tayo, what is all of this for, right? And
Yeah.
I think that looking at it from the perspective of a film city, diba, na merong iba't ibang mga lugar kung saan nabubuo and nabubuhay yung mga kwento is a very important thing.
How do you select the movies to show?
Well, magkakaiba yung mga programmers.
Okay.
I think si Sir Ed Lejano, si Kienz Quintana, si Philbert T, who is also a film critic,
Yeah.
go through different selections of films, from the Cannes Film Festival, Berlin, Venice, San Sebastian Film Festival, ganon. Ako naman, I handle mostly short films, So yun, I go through hundreds, maybe close to mga 700 plus films every year just to check kung ano yung mga maganda. And then we choose based on themes, based on form, based on artistry.
You mentioned that you've been a professional hater.
That's my term,
Slash
not his.
critic. Oh,
That's
yeah.
my term.
I'll agree
Professional
to it.
hater / critic, but the Critics Lab that you helm is now on its third year.
Yes.
And nag-shift yung focus on editor, tama ba?
Yes po.
So why emphasize critics, curators, editors now? And what gap are you trying to fill in the local film institute?
I think nowadays everyone is self-publishing and I think
Yeah.
that's a great thing. People are posting on Letterboxd, Instagram, X, Facebook and everything. And narealize ko na as I was talking to a lot of these younger critics, especially, or people who want to enter the industry, none of them have ever had their work evaluated, checked, edited. And for me, very interesting yun lagi, na i-expose natin sila to people who can give a second opinion,
Right.
who can challenge their gaze, who can make sure na what they're writing for is actually specific and also evergreen. Ano? Kasi yun naman yung gusto natin, di ba? Pag binabasa natin, nakikita na natin yung pelikula in a review even before we actually see the film.
Yeah, that's true because we want to know whether or not it's worth our time.
Yeah,
I think
that's true.
I think that's what people chase when they're looking
Yeah.
at reviews. I want to focus again on Quezon City in general because and Philippine films. When we talk about QC being a film city, right? Because I think that's another thing that people are curious about. I know it's an international film festival, but
Yeah.
let's put it in a local lens here. Very recently, we've seen using the movie Quezon,
Yes.
kasi well, Quezon City, so talk about Quezon.
Of
We
course,
talk
yeah.
about a film within a film. We talk about the process. Is that what you feel is in vogue right now? More people interested in the process rather than just the story or the process being a tool to tell a story?
I think yes, ano. I think obviously maraming changes within the film industry in the last 5 years brought about by the pandemic, but also brought about by streaming services and the like, ano. And people want to be able to know na what they're consuming is also ethically made and also is interrogating something new, di ba? Ayaw natin na remake of a remake of a remake lang yung
Right.
pinapanood natin. And so it does make sense that audiences are looking for something new. But whether or not it's tied to the process is not always it's also tied to recent reckonings with labor
Yeah.
yun yung Eddie Garcia law, etc. So I think those are very important things naman na nangyayari ngayon. I'm not sure if I answered your question.
No, it's okay. Because one of the things that we're also thinking of in general is, locally speaking, we can see film cities being shown
Yeah.
overseas. How about here in Quezon City? Are we, specifically Quezon City or in the Philippines, are we seeing that being shown in the selections that have been made for this particular film festival?
I think yes, ano. I think that apart from obviously the feature films that are in the program, ano, we have world premieres also of Filipino filmmakers. We have films like Lakambini Gregorio de Jesus that have special screenings
Yeah.
in the festival. But not only that, ano, meron mga emerging directors rin from the Philippines who are making short films naman, which of course dinadaya yun ng maraming mga film students, ng mga people who are much younger.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I do think that there's a huge audience for it, especially within Quezon City. And I do think that the festival is catering to those audiences as much as possible. Yeah.
You mentioned the shorts, QC shorts, right?
Yes.
You guys received for this year a record number of submissions,
Yes.
285, and marami sa kanila mga very young, born 2000s na filmmakers.
Yes.
What does this trend tell you about where Philippine filmmaking is headed now?
I think the future of Philippine filmmaking is really, I mean, grants should be open to also student filmmakers. Ano? Years ago, Kaj Palanca and Celeste Lapida created a short film called Contestant Number 4.
Yeah.
They were 17 years old and they created a beautiful, beautiful film. And so this idea na a great film can come from anyone in the Philippines, whether very young, very old, walang background sa film, merong background sa film. I think that's an important thing to also say. So, yun.
It feels like there are more and more. It's funny because people say that the Philippine film industry needs to be revitalized. But then you just told us that you went through like 100 or so
Yeah.
works and additions. How, when we talk about reviving the Philippine film industry, what aspects needs to be revived? Because I don't think it's the amount of content. I feel that there is so much content going around, but what about it needs to be revived?
I think first and foremost, I think we need more spaces for films. Ano, I feel like we've been confined to watching things on television, watching films on our screens or on the big screen, diba? Pero ang daming alternative film spaces in places like Korea, in London, for example. May mga bars na nagsiscreen ng pelikula.
Yeah.
May mga, alam yun. And I think that that's very important in generating like a community that is outside of the theater. Two, I think now we really need to focus on future-proofing our films. Ano? That includes film restoration, which is unfortunate kasi nga archiving and restoration has been sort of downscaled because of course, the ABS-CBN shutdown, among other things. And for me, the third is really now we need to take care of the filmmakers. We need to not only take care of the younger filmmakers, maraming opportunities for them right now, but also older filmmakers. I miss yung mga older filmmakers na medyo nahihirapan silang kumuha ng mga grants ngayon kasi meron na silang 5 or so films already. So, yun, I want those kinds of things. But beyond that, honestly, I think ticket prices should go down. I think public transport needs to improve. I think that we need to regulate our work hours kasi how can people watch films if they're overworked all the time? So
That's
it's
true.
larger than just the film community itself. Yeah.
Dapat nga as pang-relieve ng stress ang manood ng sine, 'di ba? Kaya lang minsan ang hirap because ang mahal nga naman talaga ng tickets,
Yes,
right? When you go to the cinemas. And that is the reason why minsan people don't go to the movies anymore. They just watch online.
So how do we get
platform.
that down? How do we get the ticket prices down? Because it also seems counterproductive. Because if you get the ticket prices down, that means you're putting less money in the film industry. So how do you make that two meet?
I think to a certain extent may false idea of that. Na ilan yung Sunshine, for example, which I think is a case study in itself. It was really well marketed. Binaba nila yung ticket prices. So I think around 250. And people started following suit. And because mas lower yung ticket prices, mas maraming people yung nanood. Alam naman natin, right? For example, last year, I think, naging 50 pesos lang yung screening or 20 pesos, I think, in certain cinemas. And ang daming pumunta. Professors could require it for their classes because it's only 20 pesos, among other things. So, yung mga ganong klaseng bagay na initiatives, people want to watch films. Everyone that I know talks about their favorite film. Not everyone has a favorite painting, not everyone has a favorite photograph, ganun. Pero everyone has a favorite film, a favorite song. And I think kaya.
May favorite painting naman ako.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Meron din ako favorite photograph. Pero yeah, but you know what? It is true. No, people always talk about their favorite
Tama.
movies.
Yeah.
But going back to Quezon City is now a UNESCO creative city of film. How will this global recognition drive the revival of Philippine cinema? Lalo na dito sa Quezon City.
I think one, it assures the audiences that maraming heritage in Quezon City that is being well preserved. I mean, we're not just acknowledging the fact that, for example, QCinema is bringing all of these contemporary filmmakers in. We're also acknowledging the fact na merong heritage sites, merong history ang Quezon City for supporting film. Kung titignan natin, several of our national artists come from Quezon City. Yung mga bahay na pinagpicturean ng maraming mga pelikula are also in Quezon City. And I think that slowly, this acknowledgement, at least by UNESCO, is very important in sort of telling people na, this is something that you can look at as a destination. And it's something that should be preserved culturally kasi hindi naman yun mutually exclusive from all of the other efforts that we have. Yeah.
How do we get out of how do we make this more normal, the cinema going habit? Because there is I don't know how you call it, maybe a stereotype that when you go to a festival, medyo highbrow siya.
Yeah.
Hindi siya pangmasa, hindi siya pang maramihan. How do we get out of that festival mentality wherein it is just for this and not necessarily for a wider public consumption?
I think that's always a question also for programmers because that's a question of audience design, right? Sino bang pinapapunta natin sa festivals? Sino invite natin? And I think that on one hand, we're focused on building community. I mean, for the past 13 years, QCinema has created an environment wherein people can trust that whatever we put in our programming is something that, they won't waste money on. And I think that that's very important. But at the same time, like you said, right, how do we invite more people in? I think tied to that is really things like film free screenings namin, for people to take that risk without it being at the cost of their own wallets. I think part of that is also making sure na malinaw yung mga events namin that are actually also supporting it, the industry.
Yeah, I love that statement. I also love the statement that you mentioned that you have to be able to design what type of audience you're going to have. Because very recently, if I'm not mistaken, there was also Cinemalaya, which typically caters to students, right?
Yes,
But I think around the same time frame, we also had the Sinesilip, which caters to a more
Yes.
adult audience,
Yeah.
which apparently did well in terms of money. I mean, like, you take a look at the fact that demographic-wise, you can design festivals to really target particular audiences. Do you feel that that is a way to invigorate, encourage audiences to get used to going back to cinemas? Because it went down after the pandemic. I mean, natin lahat. It
Yes,
really went
that's
down. I don't
true.
think we've recovered from it totally. I do enjoy quieter cinemas now,
Yeah.
personally, very selfishly, pero nakakamiss din yung talaga may crowd doon.
Ako personally, I think that there is a space for that. I think that what we try to offer in QCinema is something that is unique. Ano? Hindi namin nag-offer kami ng isang experience wherein you can walk in the door not knowing what you want and then walk out with a completely different experience. That happened for me 5 years ago, and that really made me go on this path to being a film critic and a programmer. And festivals do that. They offer you a particular experience as much as possible.
I think we can quick fire our last questions here because we're running out of time,
Yeah.
especially yung
Yeah.
opinion niya.
Sige, your opinion on some trends. Like this one, Coco Martin recently turned down possible K-drama remakes.
Yeah.
Do you think that too many adaptations and remakes are hurting Filipino cinema's originality and audience interest?
I'll always push for original material, especially because we have so many great screenwriters
Yeah.
that are not just Ricky Lee.
So true.
But I also don't want to close doors on adaptations. I feel like it will also be cool to take this audience that is already in love with this material and find it. I just wish mas maraming book adaptations ng local material.
Actually, that's true. All right. Pinoy baiting in films. Let's take it from an international perspective. How do you see that?
Pinoy baiting. Ako honestly, I feel like it's a marketing tool. I feel like as long as it's properly culturally integrated, yung Filipino-ness into the story, I don't super mind it. But I have a problem when it's stunt casting, when it's marketing and all of that. It commodifies kasi Filipino culture, which I'm not okay with.
Where do you see Philippine cinema heading in the next 5 years now that QC is UNESCO certified in film?
I think important, more international na efforts, but also more local efforts. I feel like marami tayong local filmmakers na sobrang galing that deserve opportunities and deserve to find an audience. And I hope that in the next 5 years, dumami sila and dumami opportunities for them.
Oh, I love that. And of course, I wish we had more time. I really
Yeah.
wish we had like an hour more because I can go on and on. But we gotta wrap things up, and we do it in a
Yes.
special way.
Our show is called Beautiful Day, so tell us what makes your day beautiful.
What makes my day beautiful? Good weather, a good government, and good people to be with.
Thank
Ladies
you
and
so
gentlemen,
much.
he is Jason Tan Liwag, the film programmer for QCinema. Go check QCinema out, especially in any future editions as well. We really appreciate you coming on and educating us on what the programmer is.
Can I ask a question? Like, where is
Yeah.
this happening?
Okay, so
The
QCinema.
festival.
Yeah, so
Okay.
QCinema happens November 14 to 23. We have many different partner cinemas in Gateway, in Cloverleaf, Trinoma, Glorieta, among other things. You can check out our website at QCinema PH. Yun yung handles niya across X, Twitter, and social.
Okay,
Perfect.
that is where we're heading.
Okay, for sure. Thank you so much again, Jason Tan Liwanag, for QCinema.
Thank you.
We got Love Hacks with dating coach V up next as she answers love questions from the netizens. Plus, our horoscope with Master Hans Kua. So don't go away. Beautiful day. We'll be right back. Hi there. Welcome back to Beautiful Day. It's time for us to find out what the stars have in store for us today. So let's hear it from our resident energizer and feng shui master, Hans Kua, in our horoscope of the day. Take it away, Master Hans.
Good morning! Beautiful day with me, Bilyonaryo Master Hans Kua. Horoscope ngayong araw ng Tuesday, November 11. Sa mga pinanganak ng Year of the Rat, keep hydrated, uminom ng tubig na may lemon para balanse. Gold at 1. Ox naman tayo, isang boss o kliyente ang magbibigay ng good na feedback. Capitalize on it. White at 4. Kay Tiger naman tayo, maaaring mapansin ang sipag mo. Isang matagal nang pinapangarap ay unti-unting lumalapit. Red at 11. Kay Rabbit naman tayo, invest in something that add value to your skills or comfort. Pink at 6. Kay Dragon naman tayo, lakas ng karisma mo. Use it well, but avoid false na promises. Purple at 2. Kay Snake naman tayo, may idea kang biglang darating. I-record ito agad, may potential. Silver at 8. Sa Year of the Horse naman, nasa tamang direksyon ka. Gamitin ang 11-11 para i-affirm ang goals mo. Green at 11. Kay Year of the Sheep naman, alagahan ang katawan at isip. Less noise, more peace. Beige at 4. Kay Monkey naman tayo, may flirtation o playful energy sa paligid. Masaya ito pero siguraduhin hindi ka makakasakit. Blue at 6. Kay Rooster naman tayo, may meeting o pag-uusap na magbubukas ng bagong posibilidad. Listen well. Red at 9. Kay Dog naman tayo, bawasan ang negative inputs. Choose music, podcast, or mga words that uplift. Silver at 2. Kay Year of the Pig naman tayo, kung merong matagal nang hindi nasasabi today, mas madali mo itong may papahayag. Purple at 5. Paalala lang ha, ito po'y patnubay lamang. Ang tunay na swerte ay nagsisimula sa pagiging totoo. Abangan ang horoscope of the day dito lang po sa Beautiful Day with me, Master Hans Kua.
Thank you, as always, Master Hans Kua. I love my horoscope today. He said, less noise, more peace. Parang ang hirap nun sa nature of job natin.
Sa akin, I'm going the right direction. And
Lalo na daw ngayon, 11-11.
11-11. So does that mean yung mga in-add to cart ko, bibilin ko na?
Bilhin mo na kasi
Wow.
sa Lazada, may sale
That's
pag
not really,
11-11.
it could be anything actually.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But ako kasi nandun lahat sa add to cart ko sa Lazada.
Oh my gosh. All right. So yeah, again,
But yes.
we'll have to see what the butcher's bill will be after 11-11. Okay, so we have a lot of people to greet.
Yes, please. We're saying hello to Donabella Maglalang. She is the sister-in-law of Miss Paul.
Yes.
They are in Gilbert, Arizona. She's
Arizona.
watching. Beautiful day beside Miss Paul. Hi, Miss Paul. And hi, Donabella. Happy birthday.
Happy
Ay, happy
birthday.
birthday. Hindi pala birthday. Ano lang, hello lang. Sorry, saan galing yung happy birthday? Malay mo, birthday niya soon. So, in advance.
Baka
Or
hindi.
kung natapos na yung birthday mo, belated happy birthday. Alam mo, hindi talaga pwede yung less noise, more peace sa akin.
Oo nga eh.
Hindi siya
Ikaw yung dahilan kung bakit may war dito eh. Do we have anyone else via YouTube or via Facebook?
Nape-pressure ako sa'yo, sandali lang. We're saying hi to Chiquito as always. Counting the days till Christmas for us. Later, we will be having our Christmas countdown. So thank you, Chiquito, for doing that for us every day. And on Facebook, we have Vanessa on Kada. And also, Menchi Jose saying, good morning, Paolo and Anne. I really enjoy your alaskahan on camera. It really shows your closeness with each other. Oy, close tayo!
Violence is our love language, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, Menchi!
Of course, we also have a special person to greet na happy birthday. In fact, sa sobrang special niya, we have
picture?
we have something for him here. Pero mamaya daw.
Mamaya na daw, okay.
Oo. So,
Grabe,
akala
surprise
ko,
nga eh.
ready na tayo. Hindi pa
Hindi tayo
pala.
coordinated.
Oh my goodness. You know what we're
So-
coordinated in though? Yung susunod natin na segment.
That's right. You know, guys, we pulled together lovesick questions from the netizens. And today, Dating Coach V answers all of those questions on Love Hacks.
Love hacks, we got you. No need to be sad. Love hacks, we got you.
Beautiful day, Coach V. Hello.
Beautiful day, Ann and Kai.
Na-miss ko si Coach V. Kasi wala ako nung last week, right?
Oo,
So,
my love.
na-miss kita.
Na-miss ka din namin.
Thank
course.
you.
Basahin mo nga yung spiel mo!
Ay, sorry. So, we have here a bowl. Adlib lang tayo. So, we have here a bowl full of questions from your followers, Coach V. Pick a
Yes.
random question and then give your love hacks advice to your lucky followers.
Yay!
Wow!
I don't read that. I
Alright,
just
let's
adlib.
go.
Pero sige. So, Coach V is going to pick from the magic bowl.
Ay, sorry. Tumatalon,
Ang gulo
sorry.
natin. Ang gulo natin today.
Ibang energy.
I was
Ayan.
looking. Oh, never mind. Anyway, let's start. Okay, how are you, Coach V?
Hi, I'm great. Thank you. I'm so excited. By the way, these are real love questions from actual people who are going through love, relationship, and dating dilemmas in their life. So I'm so excited to hear what's up with their questions.
Sorry, kasi this is the first one that we have here. Feeling ko Coach V is
hala.
going to be very saktong pang marketing tool mo eh. Kasi ito, according to Chin, how and where to meet foreign masculine provider men in Manila.
Foreign masculine.
Provider.
Wow.
My love.
Taas ang standards niya.
You went to the right place.
Yes.
Just joking. So, very specific yung provider, no? Hindi lang masculine.
Actually.
But you know what? When you're looking for a masculine person, like provision comes with it. Because I do believe, diba, a man who loves you does 3 P's. Protect, provide, and profess. And we're not only talking about financial provision here. That's the least, no? We're talking about emotional, spiritual, and mental, kumbaga mental anchor. So, my loves, instead of going out to the bars, like serving high net worth clients, hindi sila mabar. They're into self-improvement. So, they are the type who wakes up early to go to the gym and runs an empire. That means they're very busy with their companies and works and engagement. So I would recommend going to high-end socials. You have to change your environment. So it's not really the bars now. You call that niche events, like
Okay.
embassy cocktails, or you go to mga gala or auctions. So, but if you don't have access to that, come to Coach B because this is where the high net worth foreign comes. Who are
Doon na
seriously
tayo papasok
finding
sa
love.
marketing.
Sabi mo nga,
Yes.
perfect marketing tool
Si
yan
Pao
eh.
talaga ang laging go to
Oo
Coach
nga.
B. Thank you
Pero
for that.
these are talaga sent by the followers. Baka sabihin planted yung
Yes, yes, yes.
questions. Hindi, talagang legit questions from Coach V's
Absolutely.
followers. Okay, next we have AC Babasa.
people.
How to prevent being ghosted.
How do you prevent being ghosted? There's only one person we can control in a relationship, ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's
So,
true.
I'm sorry, my love, you cannot prevent yourself from being ghosted, but you can do better in vetting. So science have shown that people who ghost, these are the people who have an avoidant attachment style. Di ba tatlo yun? So you'll see if a person has an avoidant attachment style because they are not very consistent with their replies, and when they reply, it's not usually very deep, very shallow connection at the beginning. So if you see that they're not, the level of emotions and effort that you invest is not on the same level, there's a high chance that they will ghost you.
So, ibig sabihin, you cannot avoid ghosting, but you can avoid them.
Yes,
Right?
and vet properly.
Yeah, pag medyo nakita mo na, okay, so while you're picking the next questions, pag
Yes.
nakita mo na may ganong attitude yung partner mo, layuan mo na, di ba?
Yeah.
Oh, before mo pa maging partner.
Oo. Normally, my very non-professional piece of advice when it comes to people who are ghosting would always be, wag mo ibigay lahat.
Sa una.
Sa una.
Yeah,
Oo.
yeah,
Like,
right.
kailangan na to. One step at a time.
Oo, dapat may matira naman sa'yo.
Yes, exactly.
Oo, your dignity.
Yes. All right. So, according to Little Miss Authentic, guy misunderstood what I did and told me we were over. I did not reply for months, but if I reply, will it sound I'm begging for him to come back? Aba, months na yung nakalipas.
Oo.
Parang wala na yun, ano, coach?
So for those who are having silent treatment or have not been in touch for a while, whoever reaches out first, science have shown they have the more emotional investment. So when you reach out again, it will seem as if you miss them. unless you reach out in a way that provides closure. So you could say, I know it's been months, just wanted to wish you well. So walang opening. But my question is, why are you reaching out again after a few months of not talking? Siguro kasi, it's called coughing season now. December kasi, it's getting cold. So maybe you're starting to miss people from your past. My love, that's dangerous. Because after the cold weather, you will end up ghosting them again.
Grabe, uso-uso yung ghosting, ano?
It's a season.
Everywhere.
Is it ghost season ngayon para sa pagmamahal?
It's actually they call it coughing season.
Coughing season.
Coughing season.
As in
sakto.
CU,
Kasi flu
FFING.
season eh.
My
Diba?
love, hindi ubo. Cough as in
Akala ko
handcuff. Ikaw talaga, pero pwede yan. Parang my love, parang nung COVID pandemic, di ba ang daming naging couple nun? Kasi literally coughing, ubo season yun. Pero eto, handcuff, my love. Proud na sana ako kasi sabi ko, ay, ang galing ni Ana, gets niya yun, hindi ako tinanong. Ubo pa lang naisip niya. Pao, tulungan mo ako dito. Ibang energy niya today. Nakakape ata.
Kailangan siya i-cuff. Alright, why do I keep attracting people who give up instead of fighting for me? This coming from Vian.
Why do I keep on attracting people who gives up instead of fighting for them?
Yeah.
Oh, my love. There is something wrong with your picker. Because people who gives up on you immediately, they don't just give up because they already know you. These are usually the people who are undecisive. Sorry, nawawala ako na ngayong nakatingin ako sa'yo.
Amin na.
Wait lang, nawawala.
What?
Alright, sorry.
She's going to pick, but go ahead with your answer.
So what I'm saying is usually when people leaves us, we blame ourselves. But usually it's because we attract people who are not really serious to begin with. So again, correct your picker and then you attract people who genuinely wants love.
Bakit nga ba merong ibang mga, while you pick, ano daw?
Ano, my love?
Bakit nga ba there are certain people who seem to attract the wrong person all the time?
My love, it's because of energy kasi. Totoo yun, their energy. So that's what you call energy matching. So it's not really just your looks, your body language, but your aura. If you have the aura energy, then people who will come to you are the short term because that woman or that man is like very attached to have love. So they would take advantage of that. But if you have, that self-respect energy, you tell the people that do not mess with me because I'm looking for somebody serious. So correct the energy as well.
Okay. So you attract your own vibe talaga.
Yeah, you have to. I think that's kind of true din
Ganda
naman.
nun.
Alright,
You attract
so
your own
here's
vibe.
one from Ann. Yours?
Yes. Okay, here we go. Teka lang. What if magtanong partner mo kung kailan siya papakasalan, sure ka naman di ka palang ready? From a guy's POV ito. So what if magtanong yung partner mo kung kailan siya papakasalan, you're sure but you're just not ready yet?
Oh, wow, you are sure but you're not ready. That makes sense because for guys, we've seen that before they even start thinking about proposing, we've seen at least that guy need to feel as if they have stability before they propose and get married. So it's possible that I've already found the one, but this year is not the best time because I don't have much financial stability. But it's so scary for a woman to wait. So my love, you have to be very clear in terms of communication.
Okay.
You can't say, tsaka na. You have to put a date on it. Because if you don't put a date on it, the woman will end up, di ba mahirap kapag walang closure, kapag hindi mo alam kung kailan. I don't do well in uncertainty. And there are people who does not do well in uncertainty. So give them a year at least so that they know that you are serious and you're not just dragging them.
So hindi lang I'm just waiting for the perfect time, but you give a specific time.
Because the perfect time may never come.
But what about yung age? Kasi syempre, sometimes especially for women, unfortunately, we have to also consider yung biological clock.
Yes, family planning. Yes.
So does that also play into the factor na you're pushing someone to siguro rush ng konti?
So more than the age, I would really look at stability, because you could be at 45 and still you are restarting with your career, no? So more than that, you have the conversation and ask, what's the most important to us when it comes to starting a family? Is it financial stability, or are we okay and we're just looking for maybe the perfect timing because of, I don't know, family relocation and stuff? So have that conversation. Ano bang importante sa atin before we even start the family? And then if they say like financial stability, then when? Hindi pwedeng tsaka na.
Hindi pwedeng yung very generic na perfect
Yeah.
time. It has to be like a specific time. I had to ask kasi I remember yung interview with Carlos Yulo. And then he said he's waiting for the perfect time
Yeah.
na lang, 'di ba? So hindi pala pwede yung
Yes.
from Daily Dish yesterday, 'di
Siguro
ba?
after his-
Carlos and Chloe.
Siguro after his third gold medal, no? Sa Olympics,
Dapat
baka.
wag perfect time, dapat may specific
Meron
time. Oh,
specific
Carlos
goal.
Yulo, if you're watching, kailangan may specific time kang ibigay kay kay Chloe.
Of
Which I
course.
feel yung dalawa nag-usap na yan behind the scene. Meron na yung
Oo.
milestone
Meron na
na
yan.
yan.
May conversation
Meron
na
yan.
yan.
Oo, for
Oo,
sure.
conversation.
Imposible wala. Okay, we're gonna move on to the next question. But then I thank you for answering that question. Balita ko very personal yung question na yan for some people.
Was it
We're
your
going-
question? Because it's handwritten.
No, it's
It's
not mine.
handwritten.
It's not mine.
Usually-
I'm just saying. Like if it's
Yeah.
not, we're not gonna say who. We're not gonna say who, pero
Pero we
Good luck
welcome
sa'yo.
that. As
Pwede
long
naman
as
yung
it's
personal
actual
questions.
Oh,
Actually,
hey guys, again, send in your written requests. Yung
Yeah,
staff natin,
yeah.
pwede. And then of course, for the fans, a long pitoazon. You can
just
send us a snail mail.
Correct.
Like,
In
drop
fact,
it off.
kung nandito lang pala yung nagtanong nun, why
Pasok
didn't you
ka
sit
lang.
down? Pasok ka dito.
Actually, pasok ka dito.
Diba? Pwede naman tayo mag-live audience.
Oo.
But really, most of these are coming from online inquiries.
Online.
talaga.
Pero pwede nating
Yeah.
idagdag. Like,
Pwede.
Sorry,
Yeah, I
mawawalan
checked the
daw
messages.
tayo ng mga
Ano?
a staff member sa prod kung
Kasi
may iba po dito.
ayaw niya ma-expose na siya yung hindi pa ready.
So moving on, we're gonna go to Charis. Charis, ito, this person says, ito, still in family.
Sige,
Ito,
sige.
actually mabigat to. My husband cheated on me. We're
Oof.
9 years married with 2 kids. And now he's coming back and says he misses us. How do you deal with that?
Teka.
Wow.
Bigat, diba?
It's so
Hindi to staff member.
Yes, it's so heavy. It's so
Hindi
heavy
taga-BNC.
and it's very relatable because it happens in marriages wherein cheating happens and children are already there. So you sometimes think, as a woman, you don't want to deal with cheating, but as a mother, you don't want your children to grow up without a father.
Yeah.
So I think the thing here is when we look at statistics, there's a higher likelihood of them cheating again, especially if they've done it before. I would always say it's not 100%, 200%, it's 300%. But my love, the question is, have you forgiven the person? Because if 2 years have gone by and you've realized that, sometimes people makes mistake, kung once lang yun, it's okay, my love. You can siguro give another chance. But my love, if sa 2 years na yun, they have been repeatedly cheating on you, you are better off with a new partner, even if you already have 2 children.
Oh my gosh, I agree with that.
Can you
it's
have...
hard.
Oo.
Ang hirap kasi magpatawad. When your trust has been broken, it's so hard to recover.
Yeah, as
Yeah.
a mother, I think, I don't know, what do you think of the, like, allowing your former partner to still be a father but not necessarily your partner anymore? Is that a viable option?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
pwede.
It's called co-parenting, wherein they still do their roles and responsibilities for the children, but for your heart, you could give it to somebody else, somebody who's not gonna break it again.
If you have, maybe, I mean, if I was in that situation, if I feel na parang hindi sincere yung apology and wanting to come back, if I don't feel like 100% sincerity there, I would not accept him. Kahit na broken yung family, you know,
Yes.
I wouldn't want kasi my child to be seeing this as a father figure na parang not loyal to the wife, to the mom. Kasi lalo na kung lalaki yung anak ko, magiging example niya, okay lang pala kasi my dad is like this.
Why?
Diba?
Because it becomes their reality.
Yeah.
And
But,
growing
yeah.
up, they will say, oh, it's normal naman. My dad is cheating around, pero sa bahay naman umuwi eh.
Diba?
You mentioned kasi father figure, pero parang kung totoong father. I mean, like, it's one thing to say like, use him as use X or Y as a father figure. Pero when it's the real parent, it's not father figure mo, father mo talaga.
Yeah.
So, what about that? Because syempre, the kids would also want to see their actual dad. It's not just yung gusto ng nanay eh.
Yeah.
Paano yung gusto ng anak?
But the question is like, are the family peaceful in that setting?
Yun nga
So
eh.
there are
Oo
studies that shown that the happiness level of the mother affects the happiness level of the children. And so when the father comes back and it causes so much tension and distrust in the house, the children will pick it up from their mother
Yeah.
and they will grow up anxious and not happy children.
Yeah.
I've also
Exactly.
had this foreigner client wherein he said that, I had 4 children with somebody, but I was never in love with her. And I was like, why did you stay with that woman? And he said, it was because of the kids.
Yeah.
And it was the greatest mistake of my life.
Right.
So do not stay just for the kids. Hopefully you stay because you still love your partner.
Coach, what if yung nanay yung nag-cheat? Paano yan?
Same rule applies.
Same
rule
situation.
yes.
Yeah.
So if there is no respect and love towards the mom and the dad, like do not use the children as an excuse to stay together because your children will pick it up and the problem will even go worse because the children will be like, it's normal pala to have a home without love.
Right.
Then growing up, they'll end up picking a partner because, they can do the purpose of being a father and mother, but there's no love in the family. So.
Okay.
Okay.
All right,
that's
moving on
yours.
to Bea. How to stay in your feminine energy while being supportive or giving gifts?
Oh, I love this. I love the feminine energy conversations right now because, again, so many strong, independent women who comes to us and say, Coach, I have everything already except love. And they think that being successful is what stops them from love.
Yeah.
So we teach them in a way that, my love, you have to keep your success because you need your financial stability to be feminine. Ba? How you dress up, how you look. And it's so hard to feel safe with yourself if you don't know where to get yung kung saan mo kukunin yung kakainin mo the next day.
Yeah.
So success and money helps you become more feminine. Now, how do you give gifts to your partner without being the provider? So men appreciates gifts that are coming from love and not coming from mothering. They don't want mothering. They want loving as a partner.
Okay.
So if you keep on saying, ito binilhan kita ng ganito para hindi mapawisan yung likod mo. O kaya binila kita ng
Binilan
baon
mo
para
ng
hindi ka
bimbo.
magutom. You do not be like a mother. Still be the girlfriend or the wife and their baby, but show that you love them. So love them, but do not mother them because that's the number one. That's the number one thing that makes the man feels like, this is my nanay, not my partner.
Don't love them like a mom.
Pero alam mo, merong ibang guys na na parang if they are given gifts by their partners na something that they cannot afford themselves, minsan they find it parang
Nakaka-insulto.
nakaka-insult.
No, I think it depends on when.
Sige, talk to us about
Okay,
that.
sige. Coming from a guy's point of view. Because I know some guys talaga who would tell me na, I feel like, ang mahal nitong binili sa akin eh.
I think it depends when talaga. Because
When the gift is given?
yeah,
ganun
when the
ba?
gift is given. When, on
Okay.
what point of your relationship rin.
Okay.
Diba? Kasi
Ay,
like,
totoo.
story time ng konti. I dated someone before. And I think we were like, 2 weeks into dating, give or take. And then...
Binigyan ka ng Ferrari?
Hindi naman Ferrari. Like,
Toy
that
car.
time, that
Yung
time,
maliit.
that time
Kala ko
I
bigayan,
think first job. Yeah, I was a yuppie back then.
Oh,
And then the
tapos?
yuppie environment kami. And then, I think 2 weeks in, binigyan niya akong sapatos, tapos mga, parang na-branded na athletic wear.
You didn't like it?
How did you feel about that?
I felt na tipong like, it was, like, because yung level of investment niya was so high very early, feeling ko I had to match kagad.
So it was
Right?
like
Pressure ka.
pressure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it didn't feel as genuine anymore because there was that type of
Yeah,
pressure. So we talked about it. I'm like, it's okay. No thanks. Like,
Yes.
you know, we had the conversation, and I didn't want to end up using it. And again, it feels like kapag if it's too big too early, it won't necessarily work. You don't buy someone's love, diba?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
you are right.
So,
and that's such a beautiful
When
example.
it's also the timing. Like, you can give big gifts. Women can give big gifts, especially once invested na talaga yung dalawa.
Yes. So I would say mirror the energy. Just like in Pao's example, if it's too early, you don't give something that is so sentimental. For some men, it's very sentimental for them to give jewelries, so they don't give jewelries for somebody that they just dated.
Yeah.
Oo naman.
Because
Yeah.
that's very, sentimental.
Although I love getting jewelry.
Noted, Anne.
Noted.
I love getting.
So,
Okay,
level-
last question.
Go ahead.
Okay. From Kat Gonzaga, masasabi bang rebound if 5 months of breakup may iba na habang nila love bomb ka pa din? What's love bomb?
Love bomb means you are showering somebody with so much love and attention because you want them to fall in love fast
Okay.
to you. But
Pero 5 months after breakup
5
and love
months.
bombing continues. Dane, sorry.
so
Go.
sabi niya ba may bago ng girlfriend? Is that what he said? May bago
Sabi
na.
niya,
Sige, let's do it
oo,
again.
5 months of breakup, may iba
Okay.
na daw.
Alright.
Habang nila love bomb. So may iba na siya, pero
Safety
nila
net
love
si
bomb
girl.
ka. Parang safety net.
Safety net si girl.
Okay.
Yes.
Cut that.
Tayo nag-a-analyze
Let him-
nung ano,
let him
nung mga
fall.
situation.
Let him fall.
Yes, my love. Do not be scared of your heart. If they want to play the game, then let them. But you already know the person's character, ba? And another thing, men do fall in love through their actions. So it's kind of normal for them to find somebody right after that relationship. It doesn't mean that they're in love. It's just that the effect of heartbreak is delay for some men, that they need a distraction and a replacement ASAP
Okay.
than most women.
Yeah.
So do not be bothered because that's not yet true love. And if ikaw ang nila-love bomb, my love, you have a control over your heart. Huwag kang magpapadala. Kapit lang.
Huwag ka magpapadala. Yung mga pinapadalang gifts, pwede mo receive. Pero your
Oo.
heart, keep it intact
Correct.
sa'yo muna. So anyway.
Your heart will go on.
Oh,
Sabi nga ni Celine Dion.
Thank you so
Diba?
much for today's Love Hacks. Dating Coach V. Now, if you guys are in need of Love Hacks, just DM Coach V at Dating Coach V on Instagram or message our text line.
Yes,
it's on the
that's-
screen.
At
Yes.
0927-975-1235 or join us in the studio.
Yes, of course. Gusto ko rin mag-set up ng Dropbox diba? Yung mga written
Ay, oo.
questions. Iwan natin dito sa BNC. So,
Yeah.
anonymously, yung mga anchor, staff members,
Staff,
reporters, pwede sa magano.
yes.
Or, pwede rin tayo mag-set up ng public Dropbox. Baka naman yung Arlington, pwede doon. Iwan tayo na Dropbox ng bang love hacks. Do you have any love
Ibang box
questions?
yung naisip ko sa Arlington eh.
So,
Wow.
We'll keep it anonymous.
We'll keep it anonymous, all right? But of course, we mentioned it a while ago. We wanted to greet someone happy birthday. Greg.
Yeah.
Greg.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, partner! So, nasa Japan right now
Si
ang
Greg.
aking weekend partner. But happy birthday, may sakit daw siya right now. So, I hope you feel better, partner, and enjoy your birthday. Have a good one.
Happy
Di ba?
It's Greg's birthday! And of course, apart from that, we also are counting down the days to Christmas. How many days we have left? We have 44.
44 days, beautiful days before Christmas. Woo! Getting closer and closer to that big day, big
Yes.
gastos,
Of
big
course.
everything.
Yeah, nauna na si Greg. Japan na pa diba?
Nasa Japan.
Nasa Japan.
Japan.
We hope you're having Japan, diba?
Having fun in Japan.
Yes, sir. All right, that's a wrap on our show this Tuesday, November 11. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Paolo de Rosario. Remember, keep it cool and take it easy.
And I'm Ann Asis-Carilo. Have a great day ahead and always remember to choose joy and spread love and kindness wherever this day takes you. See you again tomorrow, 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. only here on
Beautiful day!